Hi, it's the Rawesome Vegan Gal here, and today I'm doing another video for a company called OraWellness. Their healthy blend, healthy teeth and gum starter kit. Apologize for that. And I will have a link below to their website so you can check out all they offer. They're great products, they're great articles, great videos, great people. Everyone does such a wonderful job there. Will and Susan and Chris and Rebecca and Chad. And Chris is the one I'm always in touch with by email, so thank you so much for all your efforts, all of you as well. So the other videos I did were sharing each product and reviewing them. Now what I'm going to do is my daily regimen, my step-by-step of how I use the product, so you can learn about how to go about it. And then in the final video is going to be supplemental things that I'm using aside from this and stuff that I've learned that are beneficial from Will's videos and articles and stuff like that. So how I'm going to start is to take you through the morning routine and then the evening routine. So and then the other parts that I do kind of during the day and different things I'll share with you in the following video. Excuse me. So when I first get up in the morning, I actually do something called oil pulling, and that will be shared in the next video, along with some links to some reviews I've done of doing the whole process and how to do it. And just to, as an aside, I started using the products on April 5th. So it's been April, May, June, July. It's been about 3 months, a little more than 3 months already. So once I'm done with the oil pulling, then I do the teeth brushing. So I use, so what I wanted to say, so before I start, so like I said, I learned a lot of things from a lot of the articles and videos and things to do. So I do not keep any of my oral hygiene implements in the bathroom anymore. I haven't done that since I think I started. So what I do is I have them in this mug. It's just a mug I use for this. And it has all of them in here. And I keep it out of the bathroom. And what I also do is to keep it kind of clean is I have this little bag. It's a compostable bag. I can, link the name of the company. It's called NatureZway. And what I do is I just cover it over during the day so it stays, clean, but it still can get air through it from the bottom. So that's one thing I do. Also because I learned from the articles that, you leave things in there even with the toilet seat covered and closed. When you flush it, bacteria can go into the air. So I just decided to just keep it outside completely. And then what I do is I alternate between the brushes. In the morning, I use the larger one, which is called the Brush Eco. And I'll show you those two. And then in the evening, I use the smaller one, which is the Brush Eco Junior. So I alternate between the two. Then it gives time for each of them to dry, because that's the other issue of what Will called fug bugs. So you don't let them build up. And you could also clean them with different types of things that they've mentioned in some of their articles. But I don't do that. I just let them dry in those time periods. So first thing I do is I'm using both the Shine. I'll show you that. I use both the Shine and the Healthy Mouth Blend twice a day. I want to get the most out of the product, so I want to use them both on twice daily basis. And I just a little bit of each, so it's fine. So that's what I've been doing. So the first thing I do is Will had mentioned about how do you do it, you put it in a little dish to make it like the paste and then the drops. So I just do it on my hand like he was just demonstrating. So first thing I do, it's very important, is I wash my hands to make sure they're clean. And I use Dr. Bronner's, this is just a little sample bottle of it, or smaller size bottle of their Hemp Tea Tree Pure-Castille soap. I like tea tree because it's antibacterial. So I just put a couple of drops in my hand, wash them, and I always usually use the left hand to put the powder in and the drops. So that's what I do, is I'll wash my hands first. And then what I'll do is, and I'll just demonstrate as if I'm doing it, but I'm not actually going to take out the powder or the drops from the container, but I'll just do it just to show you. So you got to be pretty good at this, because sometimes you could spill it if you're not being careful. So I take that out. And oh, by the way, I have this little spoon that I actually keep it in this. This is the bag that the toothbrush came in, which is a compostable bag. So I keep this in to keep it clean. So this is the little spoon. And then what I do is I'll put it in the container, take less time. I take about, I think, a third, somewhere around there, of the spoon. And it's not like a mound, high over. It's just a small, a kind of a flatter amount. Will never mention in any of the videos how much she recommends to use. So I think I asked Chris, and she says that's kind of what Chris does as well. So I take some of that out. Then what I do is I put it in my hand. I'll just put this down so I'm not holding it. Then I put it in my hand. What I do is I actually flatten it out so it becomes like a little circle. Because then what I do is I put the drops, as if I'm doing it, I'll just make believe. I'll just grab that too. And then I take the drops, so then I'll take that out. And then take the drops and then pour a couple drops. I usually try to do only two. Two's more than enough for me. 3 kind of makes it a little more tingly, but that's okay too. So then I'll do that. Okay. And then, so then I'll do that first outside of the bathroom because like I said, I keep all my products outside of the bathroom. I don't bring any of them in just to use the toothbrush and the other stuff during the time when I'm you know, brushing or flossing, etc. Let me just put this back into the container here so I don't forget. So then this goes back in the box. I keep that in the, I keep this in here, so then I put this back in. So while I'm doing that, I have this in my hand, so you have to kind of be mindful of that. You have the powder in your hand while you're putting everything away, unless you want to wait till after, that's fine too. Then what I do is I take my brush. In the morning, I use the regular size one, so the bristles are more separated, so they get into the gums better. So what I do is I wet the toothbrush, I go in the bathroom, wet the toothbrush, put it in the, put this down onto the powder and the liquid and kind of mix it a little so it kind of gets a little pasty, and then I'll start brushing in the way that, you know, Will had mentioned how you brush an angle. And then I also do something called, it's called a bass brush, but I also do this technique where you sweep up with the brush to like kind of get more bacteria. Now he recommends doing the brushing first, and that's even in the evening. I was doing it differently, but I'll get to that. So I'll put that in, I'll start in one area. Now what happens is as you're doing it, it gets more watery, so there's not much pasty kind of consistency left. So you kind of have to do your best to, you know, get it around to all your teeth, and then on the back side and the other side. But then what I do is something additional. I think he might have mentioned in one of the articles or videos. I don't just spit it out. And what happens is sometimes there's a little bit more in here, and I see it looks like there is some in the bottom there that didn't kind of clean off from the last one. So I kind of not drink it up, but I don't swallow anything. Since I'm very adept now at oil pulling, I can kind of hold things in my mouth without swallowing them. So then what I do is I actually do a swishing of the two together in my mouth for a minimum of like 5 to 10 minutes, and maybe I'll do something on the computer while I'm doing that. But I keep it in my mouth. I keep it active in there for like 5 to 10 minutes. If you're not used to someone who's used to doing oil pulling, then you may just want to try for a minute or two and see how long you can go for that. So then I do that, and then what I do is I go back into the bathroom and I spit it out into the sink. Okay, so then we got that done. Then the next thing I will do is the tongue scraper, so that, you know, you go in and be careful how you don't go too far, because sometimes you might tend to gag, and I've had that happen to me, you know, and that's okay, but just, you know, if you don't want that to happen. So you just I do the scraping a few times, clean it off. And then my final thing in the morning, which is my own thing that I've combined, and I got it from a recipe I found, is I have my own little mouthwash that I do-it-yourself mouthwash. So I'll share that recipe with you in the next video. So that's the morning routine, and I'm done. And then I do something that Will, I don't know if he coined it or where he got it from, is saliva swishing. And again, I'll share that with you in the follow-up video. So look forward for all these new things. So I'll do that like throughout the day whenever I can think about it, but I'll show you more. So that is the morning routine. That's it. That's all I do for the morning. So then in the evening, we start the same process pretty much, but there's added the floss as well. But I will use the smaller toothbrush. So same thing that I mentioned. Let me get that for you. So this is the smaller toothbrush. So the bristles are closer together, and the paste tends to stick more on it, than this one's more spread out. But I'll do the same process, and I'll swish it around for 5 to 10 minutes in my mouth. So he recommends, and I have to go back to the articles, I don't remember. I used to do it differently, my order. And in the evening, I used to do the flossing first, but he recommends doing the brushing, and then the tongue scraping, and then the flossing. So I kind of switched my order. So I do the brushing first, because he said to kind of release the particles from the mouth. It's better to do it that way. So I'm doing the same thing. Again, I always wash my hands. The same process that I mentioned about the morning, I do for the evening. So first is this, and then next will be the tongue scraping. And then next will be the flossing. And let me get the floss out. This is the floss. They're Eco-Dent Gentle Floss. So I take the floss out, you know, from in here. and I showed in the last video, take it and then, you know, follow the process. You should always make sure you're moving around and having a different area. And he has some really good articles and information about why flossing is so important. So then the flossing would be next, and then my final thing will be the mouthwash that I use. So that's kind of the order and the process how I prefer to do it. I wanted to see if there's anything else I wanted to share from the information I have here. Yeah, and then rinsing or flour. Okay, so I think I probably have covered everything as far as what I do now. As far as the brushes go, if you don't have both brushes, you don't have this type of brush and you have a different one, then you use what you have. I like alternating between the two, because with the smaller one, you're getting into areas like kind of more in the back of my mouth, because I have a small mouth. Like you can get into them more, so that's a good thing. Again, but like I said, it gets more watery as time goes along. That's why I just kind of stop brushing and then I just swish it around, because that's all you can do after a while. Unless you know, if you made more of it into a paste. And they even were mentioning, I think Chris was mentioning in an email to me about using some coconut oil to make it like pasty. You could do that. But kind of that's basically my process of how I go about doing my dental oral hygiene, from the morning routine and then to the evening routine, so that you kind of get an idea of how to do it. Now, some people do things differently, like Will mentioned in some of the videos, like you don't necessarily have to use both Shine and Healthy Mouth Blend all the time, but I want to do that. I want to get the advantage of using both together, and I like the combination of them both. And I actually did purchase some more of the product. I actually got it. I got the larger bulk refill, so it lasts, you know, so I had that longer. And then I got the, I also got the, and that was on their anniversary. When they had the anniversary sale, I went ahead and got me some more stuff, and then I got a 3-pack of the Healthy Mouth Blend, and I think this is the same one that I got, the same variety. I don't know if it says on here which one it is. There, I don't see it. But yeah, I figured why not take advantage of that while I can. So yeah, I think very good information. Let me see if I mentioned everything. I think I did cover everything that I wanted to say as far as my routine, so then you kind of have an idea of how to go about it yourself. You don't have to do it exactly the way I do it, but certain things I think are important, like not having your implements in the bathroom because of the bacteria, and then you know, rotating your toothbrushes is also good. So you know, just see what you can do for yourself, and it's a process of kind of learning how to do it and how to make it work for yourself, to get kind of a routine going that you can kind of just keep doing on a regular basis. Because you know, our oral hygiene, it's very important. It's very important to how it affects the rest of our body. So we want to do a really good job at it as well, to keep our health of our body as well as the health of our teeth, because that's what's important. So I hope you will definitely check out all their products. Great, like I say, great website, OraWellness, and I thank you for watching. It's the Rawesome Vegan Gal.